Hey creatives, David Snyder here, and I want to welcome you to the very first Meet the Creators segment in the Media Shoutout series. But before we go any further, I want you to hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you don't miss anything. The whole point of this series is to go a step beyond just giving people shoutouts and learning from the creators that are producing quality family-friendly content, just learning how they do it, go a little bit behind the scenes, and hopefully you can see what they're doing so that you can improve your channels. But getting right down to it, today I have a very special guest, and it seemed only appropriate that the first person that ends up on Meet the Creator is the very first person that we did a media shout out to. So today I want to welcome Little Ritchie.
Yeah, so hi, I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for having me on your channel again. I'm like super stoked about it. I'm really glad to have the opportunity.
So Little Ritchie, go ahead and tell my audience what your channel's all about.
Yeah, I'm a comedy-based channel, so I mostly do skits or other like random little reaction type videos or stuff. I promise it's way more exciting than that. But other than that, I also focus on spreading positivity and just a general acceptance of not only yourself but also other human beings in general. I just really focus on making the world a better place.
That's really awesome. So tell us, when and why did you decide to become a content creator?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a tricky question to answer for me because I've always kind of been a content creator. I remember when I was a kid, I would take my parents' phones and film really weird random skits on them and then just delete them. And it was strange because I was filming it as if somebody else was going to be watching it, but then no one ever did. And then in middle school, I took a video editing class and I fell in love with it. And then come high school, I just fell in love with YouTube and I was like, wow, that seems so fun. And I toyed with the idea of becoming a YouTuber, but like never really thought it would turn into anything. During my junior year, I actually brainstormed every detail. I had video ideas written down. I had my username brainstormed, what my content would be, but I never really intended to act on it until my senior year when I thought, okay, Lauren, picture yourself 15 years down the road. Could you picture yourself being anything but a content creator? And the answer was no. So I kind of had to sit down and talk to myself and tell myself, you know, screw it and just do it and go for it. So it's kind of a long answer, but that's why I'm here.
Give us a glimpse of your creative process. What goes on behind the scenes, the cameras, your schedule, etc.
Yeah, for sure. So every video starts with the idea, which I get at random, and then whenever I get them, I just throw it in this huge multi-page Google Doc. And then when it comes time for me to make a video, I'll pick one of them and sit down and shoot it, which I shoot on a Nikon Coolpix B500, and I sync audio with a Yeti microphone. But if I'm doing just a sit down, one shot, one frame kind of deal, I'll use my phone, which is a Samsung S8. Then I edit it using Adobe Premiere and the Creative Cloud that Adobe has. As far as scheduling goes, I would say I shoot every other week and then I'll sit down and do like 2 or 3 videos just because with my life, I am a full-time student and also like I have an actual real life job. So with those, I'm pretty busy and swamped, so I find it's easiest for me to just knock a bunch of videos out of the way when I have the equipment set up, so.
And so this next question hits home for me because it's something I deal with on a regular basis. What were some of your discouragements, some of the hurdles that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I've been really fortunate in the fact that I have not had many external struggles. Everyone I know has been really supportive of it. The biggest discouragements I've had have come from myself. This year's my first year of college. I started it as a computer science major, and I was really unhappy doing that. I felt like my life was really meaningless, and I kind of struggled with it. And I think a lot of that was because I felt this huge burning need to create something, and I wasn't fulfilling that there. And I was really scared to take that leap and do content creation because I was afraid I wasn't good enough or couldn't make it, you know? And so I think the best thing I did was just put all of my eggs in one basket and say, you know, I'm gonna go with this. This is what I'm gonna do. And I really wish I could tell you there was some magic pill that made all of that really easy, but the reality is it was just something I couldn't ignore anymore. I felt like I had to do something about it because I just wanted to be a creator so bad that it's really all I could do, you know? And you know, sometimes I will fail. Sometimes I'll put out a video and it won't do as well as I wanted it to do, but that's fine. I learn from that and I move on, and I'll make mistakes, and as long as I use it to grow, that's okay. And I trust myself to know that as long as I stick to my morals and I stick to what I found my channel on, which is positivity and self-love, that I'll be okay. And so it's okay that I'm not 100% sure of myself all the time. I trust myself and I know that I'm doing this for good reasons and that I can do it as long as I try.
Content creators should always be trying to better themselves, right? So tell my audience, what do you recommend as far as resources or channels to help all of us improve?
Yeah, funny you should ask this. I actually went to an event a few weeks ago where the speaker was talking about setting goals, and he said something that really struck me, where he said, set goals. A lot of people don't because they're afraid of not meeting them, and I was totally in that boat. I never set goals before because I was scared I wouldn't meet them. And he said, it's fine if you don't meet them, because if you make it 55% to your goal, you're still 55% from where you started. And I think that's just a really interesting take on it, and I hadn't thought about that before, but it's so true. Also, I would suggest surround yourself by like-minded people, because like I said, I was a computer science major, and when I was, it was really weird because I wanted to be a creator and everyone around me wanted to code websites, and it was just a weird, lonely feeling. And then I switched to journalism and production, and now all of a sudden everyone around me wants to move to LA and work in Hollywood, and I want to do that too. And so it's just really interesting because I'll talk to them about some of my projects and they're like, oh, that's so cool, like what can I do to help? And it makes me want to work harder. Something else that I do is something I actually learned from Lily Singh, which she calls scheduling inspiration, which is where I don't just like idly watch TV or watch other YouTubers or watch movies. I'm always absorbing stuff from them. So I'm watching and I'm like, whoa, that transition was really cool. Let me turn it back, watch it at half speed and figure out how they did it, and constantly learning script writing tips and acting tips and editing tips from watching other people who are successfully doing it. One of the YouTubers I'd recommend for that, you actually shouted out from media shoutouts, is The Shenanigans. He has some really awesome tips for small YouTubers, and he's helped me out a lot. I watch a lot of his videos. He's a really good YouTuber, so go check him out if you haven't already. He's awesome.
We all need encouragement, especially in the content creator world, right? So tell my audience, what encourages you about being a content creator?
Yeah, so probably the biggest thing that encourages me as a creator is seeing other people enjoy my content. Every single time I get a new comment or a new subscriber, a new thumbs up, it just really makes me happy and it makes my heart soar, because that means stuff that I'm putting so much effort into is being enjoyed by other people, and that makes me really happy and encourages me to keep going and keep trying. Also, seeing other people's success really makes me want to try, and it really lights a fire under my belly on all levels. Like, I'll see someone who I interact with on Twitter and I'm internet friends with hit 500 subscribers, and I'm like, that's so cool, what can I do to be that person? I want to get there. And then I'll see a YouTuber who I've been following since middle school get nominated for a Streamy, and I'll be like, that's so cool, I want to be that person, how do I get there? So it's just looking at other people, setting goals. I have a really weird set of goals. When I started YouTube, I was like, what would success look like? It's not numbers to me, it's things like being able to interact with fans and having merch that people are buying. Like, those are the things that I want. And so figuring out how I need to get there is really what encourages me to keep going. I know it's kind of like a weird answer, but...
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here shortly, but before we do you have any words of advice or do you have any encouragement for the new creators in my audience?
Actually, my biggest thing would be something a lot of parents and adults are gonna get mad at me for, but I would say don't have a backup plan, because that's just gonna distract you. Put all your eggs in one basket, because I did that and I'm really super glad I did that. It's the best decision I've ever made. If I had stuck to computer science and taken the safe route, my life would have no meaning. I would be so sad and just lost, and that would suck. But when I decided to pursue entertainment, it was like all of a sudden I had meaning and I was happy, and honestly, it's the happiest I've ever been. But it's also really scary because I don't have a backup plan. This is my plan. And so if I fail, that's gonna be really harsh, but at least I'm trying. And so I would say sometimes you just have to throw caution to the wind and not take the safe route in life. And it's gonna be scary, but it's also gonna be so worth it, I promise.
Little Ritchie, thank you so very much for agreeing to do this interview. Do you have any final words for my audience?
Yeah, well, I mean, thank you for having me. It's been really fun and I enjoy being on your channel. You've helped me a lot in my YouTube endeavor, so thank you for that. And also, guys, people at home watching this, like, seriously, don't give up. If you have something, like for me it was YouTube, for you maybe it's something else, maybe you're not a content creator, but maybe you are, whatever. If you have something that you want so bad that you just can't ignore it anymore, go for it. And you know, maybe you won't make it, maybe you won't become a super popular content creator or whatever you want to do, but you need to earn that. Because like 50 years down the road, don't you want to look back and say like, yeah, I tried and like maybe I didn't make it, but that's okay because at least I tried, instead of I was afraid of failing so I didn't even try in the first place. I know I would, and that's why I'm doing this. Also, if you guys are looking for people to work with, I'm always looking for people to work with, so hit me up. If you have any questions, contact me. I'd love to interact with you guys. I'd love to meet you and work with you. So if that's something you'd like to do, let me know. Thank you so much, David. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you so very much, Little Ritchie, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to be a part of the Media Shoutout series, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and hit that little bell so that you don't miss anything, and engage with the Media Shoutout series. It's a lot easier for me to find you and to discover what you have going on over your channel if I know that you're engaging with me. We're all creators, we're all on equal plane. There's no reason why we can't help each other, right? So once again, I want to thank Little Ritchie for agreeing to doing this interview, and as always, keep
Creating.